So welcome back everyone to the तो आज मैं बात करूंगा अपने पावरलिफ्टिंग जर्नी के बारे में। मैंने कब पावरलिफ्टिंग शुरू की, किसके अंडर में मैंने कोचिंग की और किस तरह से मेरे को रिजल्ट्स मिले।
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो।
So basically in the beginning I used to be doing lot of hypertrophy work, lot of bodybuilding style work, row splits and lot of the conventional stuff which every gym goer does. And after a point, after following many pages, following many lifters, I realized कि मेरे को अपना approach change करना पड़ेगा. I read some books, उससे मेरे को लगा कि I need to really up my game if I want to really progress in what I love. So then I met Deva. So I had met him at the gym I used to train and we had a brief chat. There I liked his ideology and the knowledge which he had was very fresh. It was something different in the powerlifting community which I hadn't seen. It was a lot similar to what I was reading, what I was following. So it was a good experience, and when I asked him about the coaching, so he was really after asking him about the coaching, we began training for our first block, and from the first week itself I was seeing a lot of difference in my workout. I came to know a lot of the changes in my programming. From my first week itself there were a lot of changes in my programming. There was a lot of changing in my training style. There were so many things I was doing wrong. There was a lot of stuff which I did not know, and there were a lot of fundamental techniques which I had to focus on. So it was a completely refreshing journey which I began on, and as you will see the clips now, I'll roll some clips for you. So here I begin with the first block. I think this is the first or the second week. Here I am doing squats with around I guess it's 80 kilos maybe, because of the bar weight that's less. So as you can see that I was given some cues here for my distancing and for lifting and how I should be bracing. So as you can see, the squat technique is hookish. The weight is pretty light, and the same weight I could not do even 5 reps as I did here. This is when I was trying sumo deadlifts, because I was always pulling conventional and he suggested to me to try sumo. So I went on with that. As you can see here, I was trying to improve my technique on pulling the slack out of the bar and moving the weight efficiently. It was still a learning in process, and this is about how much, maybe 120-130 kilos maybe. Then moving on, here look now, as I am stopping and trying to learn how to brace at this point. So as you can see, there was some difficulty when I was trying to distance my bar. Now here's something new which I never tried before. This was trap bar deadlifts. They felt really good. They had a good carryover. And now moving on to the bench. Now as you can see, bench has been a journey. Literally it has been a journey. As you can see here, I'm struggling to move such a light weight. This is, I think, about how much, 30, 35 or 50 kilos I think. My technique is really poor. My methodology is really poor. I am not pushing the bar properly. I'm not using my hamstrings well. And as you can see, this is a heavier weight. Still, the bar moving pattern is also unclean. And you will shortly see how it improved under the guiding tips he had given. So now this is, I think, later in the year. This was 170 kilos for 5 reps. And as you can see, I had started pulling conventional again because I had a lot of more experience in conventional than in sumo. And I was looking to hit PRs. My mind was all about hitting PRs. So I hurried a bit. So anyways, this was 170 for 5 reps. And it went really good, as you can see here. Now the squat has been dramatically improving, and I was able to move weights which I never even thought I could support. This was the PR which I had hit. I think this is around 175 kilos. And after this I had hit a PR of 180 kilos, after which due to lockdown and the other exams I could not continue. This is around 200 kilos deadlift. My earlier PR was around 200 and this one was more than 200, I guess. Yeah, this is 210. Yeah. Now look at the bench. As I told you before, bench suddenly shot up. He suggested me to change my grip. He gave me 3 options: the normal grip, which wasn't suiting well for me, and the bulldog grip and the Japanese style grip. So I tried the bulldog grip and it worked really well. Suddenly all my shoulder pain went, which I was experiencing throughout, and his cues were really helpful. Now as you can see, some isolation work for the forearm I'm doing here, and this was basically it was just my personal liking that I wanted to strengthen my forearms, gain more strength for just casual arm wrestling if I like. So it was just for aesthetic purposes, nothing serious here, nothing much over here. But the techniques, the knowledge he had on these aspects was also pretty good. He had knowledge about forearm training as well and arm wrestling as well. So I was able to get more knowledge and tips and could follow some in my own workout, as you can see here. These are pretty unconventional lifts which you will never see anyone doing in the gym, but you will see them in specialized sports. Like you will see arm wrestlers doing a lot of work like the bag training or kettlebell training, or you can even see them using different kinds of machines which you will never ever see. But this was a painful set, and these were really killers. Like these really grew my forearms a lot, and I was really happy with the progress I was seeing. Then moving on to again bench. Now as you can see for here, I've started using the bulldog grip, and you can already see the way I'm able to execute the bench has improved a lot. The weight is moving smoothly. There was a period when I hit 85 kilos for about 11 reps, and that was like my all-time PR. And my single 1 rep maxes on the bench just flew to about 112-115 kilos. And here, as you can see, was a casual squat of 170, another bench of around I think 80, maybe 75-80 kilos, and these were controlled pause benches with the holding at the top. So the bench really, I was really happy with how the bench was going, and hence you can see some more videos coming up for the bench. And this one was about 107 or 105 kilos, and this went really smooth. As you can see, the RPE was around 8. RPE is the rate of perceived exertion. So from these clips, what I want to tell you was that this was just like a brief outlook on my journey. It wasn't the complete, I didn't mention everything because it would have been too boring too. But the thing I wanted to show here, or the experience which I had from Deva, it benefited me a lot. I have learned more about powerlifting from his coaching style than from any book which I will read. Now there are coaches who will give you the program, who will give you the diet plan and everything, and then they'll just vanish. Like if you have any doubts, you have any queries, you'll talk to them and they'll reply like in a week, or they'll say they're busy or will not give you proper replies. With him, it was an one-to-one reply was given. For every client, I think he does that. He focuses on their PR days or on their important days, and you can schedule calls with him live. So you can actually talk to him at that time when you are trying to hit a PR, or you can give him live RPE updates. Like you can give him, suppose if I am hitting a PR, it's my PR day, I am going to try to hit maybe 215 or 212 kilos on the deadlift, and I'll begin sending my videos at around 190 kilos. So from there he will be able to judge that whether I will be able to perform that well on that day, and according to his experience and his cues, he will provide me the RP and he'll ask me what I feel about it. same with the squat, same with the bench, and that way the client also has confidence. The lifter also gets more like his anxiety is relieved. Also, he's able to perform better because he knows that someone is already monitoring his progress. He's able to choose the weights better and able to perform much better on the day. Now regarding the dietary chart, now there is no certain diet chart when that is a big thing which Indian fitness in itself needs to adopt. Like there shouldn't be a diet chart given to you because that cannot be followed forever. Instead, the macros are given out. So even Deva followed the same thing. He gave me certain macros to follow, and I will be showing you the chart right now.
Here's the diet log book that Deva had given me. It's a pretty simple sheet. Here just the days are mentioned, the calories, the macros, proteins, carbs and fats, and according to the day I have to measure my body weight and enter it. So this is basically done to keep a track of how my progress is going, and this will help me in better determining of what I am doing wrong or what I am doing right. The only thing with this is that I have to be really consistent, and that is the main key to any program success.
And another good thing about the programming was that the recent and the current methodologies are used for the training purposes, like periodization, and the usage of auto-regulation in that has been superb. Auto-regulation was really helpful because that allows the lifter and the coach to work in coordination and allowed them to judge the RPE based judge the weights for the specific day according to the fatigue, according to the schedule of the lifter, which is very less used in India. It's mostly about just following 5x5s or just following certain plans which are there online, cookie cutter programs. So that was something really good which was present, and also the outlook is quite forward looking. Like if he is looking to learn more about the sport, looking to develop as an athlete himself, which helps in motivating the clients and the other lifters who work with him as well. So all in all, it was a great experience, and I am looking forward to training for another 2-3 blocks with him. So I already trained for about 3 blocks before, and I saw massive PRs. If you look at the total which has increased, like in powerlifting you have to have a total which is a combination of all these 3 lifts. So the total shot up pretty good. So imagine 30 kilos on the squat, and you have about 25 kilos on the bench. That's 55 in total. Then you have another 15 kilos on the deadlift. So 55 plus 15, you have around 70 kilos of PR. So 70 kilos is massive for someone who is training in their like late beginner stage, late novice stage, or early intermediate stage, I can say. So now after that the progress has been good. I had tried a lot of other lifts such as SLDLs, RDLs, then snatch grip deadlifts progressed really well. I hit a new PR of 190 kilos. Before I used to hit about like 150, maybe 140, 150 kilos on the snatch grip deadlift. Now I could hit 190 kilos, and 160, 170 kilos were going for reps. So that was huge. I gained a lot of muscle. My body recomposition was good. I had a more denser look. I was able to perform better. I was able to lift more efficiently. My neuromuscular coordination was pretty good. So that was the review, and I would definitely check him out on Instagram at Deva Powerlifts and follow his and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Definitely he is the largest Indian powerlifting channel on YouTube and has done a lot of work in promoting the sport. So signing out, the Sten Doctor. Stay strong.